What's up, guys? John Doff from iHeartAnxiety here, and today we're going to do the new format, which is Facebook Live sessions videos. Basically, they're just pulled from Facebook Live, and it gives us a chance to really get involved with the people that we're talking with without disclosing any really actual personal information, and it allows us to be more involved in the community and give you guys something to really listen to and kind of chew on if you need something to get through your day, because we certainly do, and that's what this is all about. So, with that being said, here is episode number 7. I am on the left side of your screen, and Mitchell is on your right side of the screen. For those of you listening to the podcast, it won't matter, but you'll know my voice. All right, you guys have a good day if you want to. Here's the episode.
We're live out here. We're live.
Live and direct from the Sunshine State.
Absolutely. Absolutely. From the Sunshine State. And you know who's messing with me right now, don't you?
I would assume Kai.
Yeah. She's got to be all up in the business trying to figure it out. Hey, what's up, Anna? How you doing? Doing all right? We're out here, Anna. What are you doing? Good morning, Kayla. Good morning. I'm so
Good
sick
morning.
and tired of you. Oh, I thought you said she's sick and tired. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought she said, I'm so sick and tired of you. I was like, dang, that's a good way
Ah.
to start the morning. Oh, that would have been terrible. I'd have been like, oh, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. Kayla's making me cry. Anyway, well, yeah, we're out here. Obviously, we're just here today just to talk. No, no, nothing too in depth. We wanted just to bring a little light to our mental health. Ain't that right, buddy?
That's it. That's right. Get a few headshots in, while we live.
Yeah, yeah. Get that
uh,
15 minutes of fame.
you know, it's my time to shine.
Yeah, buddy. This right here. Hey, Lizzie. Hey. um, yeah, we're out here trying to talk about mental health and how we go about it.
Yeah.
Basically, Louise, hi. Um, so we got some people in the chat now that we can actually talk to, and obviously, when we say something, guys, if it rings true for you, or if it's something that you want to comment on, more than welcome, more than welcome. We want to hear from you. So to get started, do you want to talk about yesterday at all? I don't know. Do you have any feelings about how you
Um,
handled it or anything like
I
that?
just want to I just want to go into talking about how you said we're here for mental health, and I just really want to make it a point for everybody to be aware of it and how it's an everyday factor in life, and the more conscious you are of it, it really helps your everyday decisions in life. Making sure you're healthy and stable mentally, and making
Yeah,
decisions that's gonna make it to where your life balances out a little, maybe a little better than it has been in the past. I know for me it's a big thing, and it helps every day we get on here and talk about it, and it makes a difference in my life. So
yeah,
anybody that is willing to join us, or able to join us, please, get on here, do the same thing, get out there, talk about it, get it out there.
yep,
It helps. It really does.
yep. I think going live, I mean, obviously not everybody likes getting on video, and that's fine. It's just that, when you invite people to talk with you and then you invite people to kind of chat on, what's going on, it makes you feel a little less lonely. And this right here
Yeah.
is, therapeutic, and apparently Kai thinks it is too. So,
I don't know how you
all
can
right,
feel lonely with that.
I'm telling you, man, every time I do something, she's got to be right in the bit is the business.
Yeah.
She, all right, look, you come up here, come here, come here. You come up here. All right, there we go. All right. So anyway, sorry about that. Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, mental health is important. uh, and she supports me. She really supports me a lot. She supports my mental health. Um, uh, be back in 5. Okay, Okay. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sometimes it's Anna, sometimes Anna. I have BPD. Wish people understood this illness, but unfortunately, my friends' heads are stuck up their arse, and I think I lost the plot. Yeah. Are you talking about the vertigo thing, BPPD, or is that a different, or is that bipolar disorder? I think you're talking about bipolar disorder, but because I have BP. Gosh, I can't even. There's so many acronyms for this stuff. I can't even remember what it is. It's the benign vertigo thing. But okay, I think I get what you're saying. Um, anyway, I'm gonna finish this thought before I forget it completely. Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
this whole mental health thing is really, it's really important to do it together, and that's why these groups exist. That's why we exist, not we exist in the universe, but why we exist as two people talking about it now, because obviously
Yeah,
we wanted to make a change. We wanted to do it, do it differently. And see, we're all about the positivity. A lot of people want to sit and be upset about their situation or be depressed, and obviously you're allowed to feel what you want to feel. There's nothing wrong with
definitely.
feeling depressed. There's nothing wrong with those feelings. Those are perfectly normal, perfectly valid reasons for being upset. But the problem becomes if you wallow in those feelings, if you wallow in that negativity, you're not going to make yourself any better. That's why you have to surround yourself with people like us, people like the people that are talking in the chat right now, because
Yeah,
they genuinely care and they genuinely want you to succeed. That's why we want to succeed, and we want people to help us succeed with our mental health. So that's all I really wanted to say. And just having, I mean, look at this. People are already commenting, "Hey Tammy, how you doing?" Um, Lizzie, borderline. Oh, okay, personality disorder. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not caught up with all the acronyms
yeah.
there. I apologize. But yeah, I have a vertigo thing, and it's similarly acronymed. Um, well, that's I mean, do you want to tell us about it? Obviously, give me some thoughts on that, how it affects you, and how you have to deal with it. He and I don't deal with that, so we're not sure. So it would be awesome to hear from you.
Yeah, we have our own issues that we do deal with and go through on a daily basis, and
Right.
every case is different, but just being able to talk about it and getting out there will take a load off your chest.
Absolutely. It was funny. Obviously, I'm not going to go into because it's not mine to tell. But like the thing that happens to you every now and then, that can be a lonely place. Like when you're waking up and there's really no one to talk. You're by yourself in your head. And you're the only person that
Yeah,
can deal with that type of stuff. And
yeah,
that's the same with me with my anxiety. I mean, you're in your own head. You can't get out of it. You're like, why is this happening to me? The world is terrible. That's where we're trying to reach that space. Is there anything that you want to comment? Like, do you have anything? Can you get advice for people that are getting in that dark spot like that, for that type of
I
thing?
mean, it's just a rut. It's a rut, and it's a dangerous rut. It leads to self-medicating. It leads to laziness. It leads to not doing stuff you should be doing in life to get farther. It really slows you down in life. Um,
Yeah.
you gotta talk to somebody about it. I mean, it's so easy to just deal with your emotions on your own, and it led to me hardly ever talking about how I feel anymore. I ask everybody else how they feel. I feel like nobody even really cares in this big scheme of life how I'm feeling. And
Right.
but thank God I got you, my brother here, and you're someone I can actually talk to about stuff, and you listen, and we can talk about it. So it's
Yeah.
helped. It's helped a lot.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a mood booster? Like maybe you feel better during the day now?
Yeah, definitely, because once you can talk about something, then you can let it go for the rest of the day. It doesn't have to sit there and fester in your mind. You talk about it, you come up with a solution, and you move on. Whether you follow through with the solution or not, you're already past the first step. You already feel better.
Right. Well, that's great news for a lot of people, because obviously I think a lot of people feel that it is a death sentence. It's something that you're never going to get out of. And,
Yeah,
you know, it may seem like it's a hard thing to do, but it really isn't so hard to get involved with someone. Find somebody that you can connect with. Let me get caught
yeah.
up here on the chat here. Kathy, how you doing? How you doing, Kathy? Louise, I suffer with severe historical depression and anxiety, also other health issues. Yeah, that depression right there with anxiety is a vicious circle. I mean, that's almost like they go hand in hand. So I definitely identify with that, Louise. How you doing? Is it Anna or Anna? Is there a way? Because I don't want to mispronounce how I, you know, because some people just have different ways to do that. What about if no one has been through what you have? This is what I'm talking about. Uh, you have to be in these types of groups. You have to get involved with people, and even if it means getting on live, if it means writing a question out in the group, you have to find someone that you connect with. He actually lives in a completely different city than I do. Now, granted, we knew each other from childhood, but he's not even
Yeah.
around me. I mean, so we stay connected virtually like this. So
And
find
more than
somebody
that,
that,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
what Anna just said is, I've never been through what you've been through. You've never been through what I've been through. But somehow we've been able to connect and understand each other and, still talk about it to each other.
right, absolutely. And it is Anna. Okay. All right. Uh, well, gosh, man. Yeah, it's a sad thing whenever when you feel like you've tried to open up to people and then they shut you
Mhm.
down.
And
They
maybe that's another
discard.
thing, you don't have to find somebody that's going through the same thing as you. You just have to find someone that does have problems and needs someone to talk to because they're just as willing and open to talk to you as you are them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Mitchell and I suffer from anxiety due to vertigo. Like mine is literally because of my dizziness and vertigo, and I have a lot of problems with that. And obviously, Mitchell has his own issues. He'll open up about that if he wants to. But um,
Oh, that's
for
fine.
me,
I have epilepsy. I deal with seizures.
okay, yeah, I just it's not mine to tell. I didn't want to put you out there.
Oh, that's
So
fine.
Lizzie said, "Love the way you guys connect. Wish I had that a friend I could connect with." Lizzie, it is a
Thank you.
beautiful thing. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Uh, it's funny. Me and Mitchell have known each other since we were 10 years old, or I was 10 and he was a little younger. But
Almost 20 years now.
yeah, I mean, we've known each other for a long time, and we never talked about this for a good. I started my anxiety really started kicking up 10 years ago, and we never really started talking about anxiety and how we were going to attack the day, so to speak, until probably about a year ago. Really, honestly, if we're really being honest with ourselves,
Yeah.
um, it didn't really start getting actually substantive until then. So you have to ask. I think we just eventually started talking about it because I said, hey, I'm just letting you know that I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to start telling people about my situation and stuff like that. So I just wanted you to know that I'm about to start doing things on my profile, blah 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 blah, that kind of stuff. So that's I think how we kind of got started. But yeah, you just got to let people know what you're going through because sometimes people may think that you're just good. Like, you may say something every once in a while like, "Oh, I don't feel good today" or whatever. But until you really ask for help or someone to talk to, they're not going to just know. That's just the way it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
But
It's true.
yeah, but I mean, this is awesome. This is the first time we've ever gone live and, actually had someone. We've tried it a couple other times, but it didn't really work out the other two times. And this is the first time we've actually been able to talk to people and have something to
Yeah, this
actually
is
chat
definitely
about.
the most successful by far.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. So if you guys have anything, that you're going through that you've like, how would you guys attack it? We would definitely give you some opinions. We're not doctors,
No,
but we can definitely.
I will say this, I mean, we're not that educated. We're not, physicians. We don't have degrees or anything. We don't know everything there is, but we
Right.
just know what we go through affects us on the daily, and that's
Yeah.
very traumatic for us. And we know that there's so many other people out there that have to deal with this stuff. So we just figure
Yeah.
we got to get on here and show people that, if you have someone to talk to, talk about it, make a plan, and try to follow through with it.
Absolutely. And there was something I wanted to ask you about this kind of thing that we're talking about, because a lot of people won't ask or they won't talk to their family. If you had to say, what's a good way to start talking to family members about it? Because obviously a lot of people don't want to bring this up because they don't want to seem like the weird one, or they don't want to, they just don't want that attention brought on them. Is there a way that
Yeah,
maybe you would bring it up to your family whenever, if you had, some problems that you really didn't want to talk about?
I'll just do it. I mean, if that's your family, there shouldn't be a bad time or a good time. If that's your family, just do it. If they're unwilling to listen to you or help you in any kind of way, then, I mean, excuse me, but they're just a piece of shit. I mean, if that's your family, you know, don't be
Right.
afraid. You can find out who they really are in the end. But if that's your family, then, you know, there
And
should
I
be
see
any
your
time to
question,
be able to talk to
and I
them.
will definitely get to that in just a second. I'm gonna actually comment on what he just said because I think it's got a lot of truth in there. Um, he's right. You want to bring it up to your family, and you want to make sure that you have that support system in place. But here's the thing. Like he said, you have to find out what kind of people you're dealing with. And just because they're family, their blood family, doesn't mean that they're there to support you. Sometimes they're sheep's, they're wolves in sheep clothing. And
Not all
it's,
family is bull.
yeah, I mean, obviously, it's really hard to tell sometimes because, they're, it's like friends. They're fake to you sometimes, but then behind your back, they're talking about you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to figure out who your supporters are and who the people that are just trying to watch you burn. So um, don't be afraid to cut toxic family members out of your life. I understand that sounds scary, and that sounds like, no, 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 no. The family is family. I can't, there's no way I could do that. I understand what you're saying, and I get it. I understand. But that's
Yeah.
the thing. If they're toxic and they're in your life, it's not so much that you're cutting them out forever. It's just that you need to cut them out while you're growing. You're not going to be
Yeah,
able to grow while those toxic people are in your life. And me and
or at
Mitchell have
least that
had
part
that
of life.
conversation. Yeah, and me and Mitchell have had this conversation many times because we have experienced this. We have experienced, negativity about our growth. So we understand exactly. Now,
Yep.
getting getting back to what Anna was saying, she said that she has two kids and they won't talk to her because of her bipolarism. Well, obviously, I don't know your exact situation, and if we don't want you to, if whatever information you want to give us, that's fine. But I would say that they need to be educated. So find a way that you can
Yeah.
connect with them. Find a way that you guys can connect, outside of your of the mental health issues. So maybe a football game or going to the bowling alley, whatever it is that they're into. Try to find a way to connect with them, and then talk to them slowly, because a lot of people who do not have these mental issues are completely ignorant, and they look at you like you're some kind of crazy person, and they just think,
I would suggest if you can find it, find a class that you can make your kids sit through, maybe half an hour, something, to where
yeah,
it teaches them exactly what you're dealing with and what you go through. And then, if they could get an idea of that in their head, maybe they'll be a little more willing to work with that.
yeah, absolutely, that's good advice too. That's absolutely good advice. I mean, some kind of joint venture that allows you guys to grow and learn together, that would be awesome. Lizzie says she only has her husband and kids, and that's fine. That's exact. You do not need this huge circle of friends. Everyone says, okay, well, do you have 1,000 friends on Facebook? Okay, then you're doing well. That's not true. You don't have to have, a crazy amount of friends, because a lot of times you're only going to talk to about 5 or 6 of them anyway,
Yeah.
like a real
Yeah,
talk.
one or two good friends, that's all you need.
So don't worry about how many people you have supporting you. If you can find one person, if you can connect with one person, and they support you through no matter what, then you're doing really good. You're doing really, really good. Um, my illness was caused by my parents. Wow, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Peggy said, "I'm alone
I'm
all the
sorry,
time.
I
Everyone
just
wants
want
to
to say
listen."
real quick, I mean, your parents, it sounds like your parents changed your life. Um,
Yeah,
don't let them continue to change your life. There's a way you can deal with this and you can still live day to day and be happier than you've been however long it's been for. As
yeah,
long as you're
absolutely.
upset about this, your parents are controlling your life still today.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to break away. You do have to break away. Obviously for your own growth. So, Peggy says, I'm all alone and all the time. Everyone wants to listen to them, but when I talk to when someone to talk to, they're not there for me. Okay, so basically, they want her to listen all the time, but they don't want to listen to her whenever she speaks.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
that's that's the most common thing.
yeah, that's called a non-fulfilling relationship, meaning that one person isn't fulfilling their end of the bargain. And you need to, again, those are the people that are not your supporters. They're the ones that are there to watch you burn or to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
So you have to, and again, these things that we're saying, don't take these as gospel. Obviously, we're not doctors. We don't claim to be. We're not anybody, of crazy degrees. We're talking about
Right.
our life experiences.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, I'm trying to get to the questions, but we're actually having success here, so there's a lot of people talking.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but anyway, just know that this is all about you. You can be giving with other things. Give people your time and your energy and whatnot. But when they say they want to listen and talk to you, make sure they're actually listening and talking to you.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Their dad moved to. Oh, their dad. Anna says that their dad moved them away. The ones that had the kids and that didn't talk to them about because of her bipolarism.
Oh, okay.
Their dad moved them away. That's. I'm sorry to hear that. I was actually been experiencing something similar.
I'm sorry
Thank
as
you,
well.
Lizzie.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Josh Stevens, how are you? How you doing, Josh? How are you doing today, buddy? You all right? Lizzie, love to you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Lizzie. Love to you as well. Much love. Josh, will one of you guys go live with me? Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We're all about the getting on with people and talking and stuff like that. So we can get that figured
Absolutely.
out. We do this every day. Today we're probably just gonna stick to me and Mitchell right now because we both got things we got to do after this. But yeah, we'll definitely figure that out and get you on here. We could probably one of us will just get off and then the other one can just
And again,
watch.
for everybody listening, we do this every morning. Not a guaranteed time, but every morning, we get on here and
Yeah.
do this. So.
Yep. Anna says thank you. Some nights it's really hard. Yeah. I think for a lot of people, there's different times of the day. There's different times of the day that are specifically harder than others because of something that we remember or because of whatever reason that reminds us of it. So
Yeah, I mean, I just I'm not a morning person because I have myoclonic epilepsy, so it's no telling if I'm gonna have seizures or not when I wake up in the morning, and that's the only reason I don't promise you guys a time because it's no telling if I'm gonna wake up and start having seizures or I'll wake up and be fine, and that's something I deal with on the daily. But we have committed to doing this every day. It's just everybody's different. Everybody's on a different schedule.
yeah, absolutely. Let me get to this question by Louise here. Louise said, I can't see any way forward to top it off. I just found out my boyfriend is sending my niece, who is 31, certain pics. It's really hard. I love him, but I don't trust him. He knows I have problems, and he did this, so it's hurting me inside and out. Yeah, that right there that is called a toxic person.
Yeah.
Um,
Cut them out
obvious.
completely.
I mean, well, yeah, but we all know that it's harder to cut out, people we love. So, obviously the easiest thing to say would just be to cut them out, get rid of them, get done with them. But I would say that if it's somebody that you truly love and it's somebody that you have feelings for, and maybe it's a time period where you guys aren't connected, communicating, I would definitely give counseling a try first. If this were me, I would give counseling a try first. If he doesn't seem receptive to it, and there's no way that he's going to be able to love you the way that you love him, then it's time to go.
That is a
Certain
good
people.
point. You should try everything there is to try first. I just
Yeah.
I just when I look into the future of something like that, I can see how it's gonna make you sad every single day, and you're gonna tell yourself you love them, but you're still gonna be sad, and it's just gonna ruin your day-to-day life. You're not gonna enjoy life as much as you can, and you're not gonna
Absolutely.
get out all the potential that you have, and so it's just pointless. It's pointless.
Absolutely, I agree. So you gotta kind of balance it. try to find out if it's worth, if it's worth going to counseling for, if you love them that much. And that's what I would do. I would try to make it work. And if it doesn't seem receptive or he pushes back, then it's time to go.
Yeah.
But Lizzie says, do any of you suffer from panic attacks? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I suffer from it all the time. I actually had a panic attack, a small one yesterday. I have
Did
it
you?
on one of my I put it on one of the videos. Or no, I didn't put the panic attack, but I told people about it on the video.
I hear you.
So basically for me, it has to usually do with me talking too much. Like sometimes, like I've noticed that I get triggered from not taking enough breaths when I speak. I know that sounds funny, but what'll happen is I'll talk so much that I don't breathe enough to when I'm speaking, and my lungs don't get enough air. So then the oxygen in my brain is like, you need air, breathe, and then so I get kind of dizzy. And
Yeah.
so I get kind of dizzy whenever I do that. So I had one yesterday, and that's what happened. I was talking too much. I was not breathing enough during the time that I was speaking. I know that sounds funny, but it happens to me. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but for me, my panic attacks are triggered from dizziness, and I get very, very my heart starts beating really fast. I get more dizzy really from the panic attack, and then it's like loud noises and everything around me are just amplified to another experience. It's like everything around me is amplified, and I'm all in my head and I can't get out of my head.
The
So
closest stuff I can say I've had to panic attacks is when I'm going through bad seizures, and it's every second or two I'm having a little seizure, and then the in between times when I come back to consciousness, my heart starts racing, I'm freaking out, I'm like I'm not sure what to think or do because I'm sure it's probably about to happen again, but it could be over with, and I just don't know, and I don't know if it's considered a whole panic attack, but I know it's definitely got to be some kind of anxiety or something.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you probably have some type of trauma from, experiencing it and knowing that it probably will happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I think I mean, just the way that you handle it. I mean, I think you're going about the right way. I mean, you're talking about it. You're trying to make sure you're healthy, and then, you're doing everything that you can possibly do to make sure it's, alleviated. So, uh, are you able to see the chat at all, or no?
I don't think I can while it's widescreen.
Okay. See, for me, I guess because I'm the one that went live, I think I can read it and you can't. So for right now, Lizzie said, sorry to hear about your seizures. So she says, sorry
Mhm.
about that.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Um, Anna says that I have constant PTSD dreams. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'd do if I couldn't escape from my anxiety. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like going to sleep
yeah,
and still having anxiety.
yeah. Sleeping's nice for me.
Josh, I have more of an open schedule. So if you want to message me, you can message me and let me know when you want to go live, and I'll definitely go live with you, buddy. Um, it just right now we're trying to get through the questions, and he has to get ready to go to work today as well. So we will definitely do that though. So just message me on my profile, and we'll get that done. Lizzie said she'll be right back, and that's it. That's all. That's all of the questions. So we're caught up so far. But anyway, let me reiterate about the PTSD. I don't have any experience with that, so I can't speak on what
Yeah,
would
me
be good
neither.
for that particular symptom. I would think that this is something that does probably need. I mean, I'm sure you've already gone and gotten it, but something that needs therapy. Um, because there's probably some kind of therapy that you can do to kind of train your brain to have those thoughts a little less. uh, I just don't know. I don't want to speak on anything. I don't want to give you any advice because I don't know what would be a good
My
thing for
first
that.
thought would be exercise. I always hear that's so great for problems with the brain as far as thinking. I know
Yeah,
PTSD is a little more serious, but I always hear exercise, and it'll, hopefully wear yourself out enough to where when you do go to sleep, maybe you can actually sleep. Your body and brain will be tired enough to not go through that cycle.
yeah, yeah. Peggy actually has a a long one here. I have been divorced for 18 years and have been with anyone and have not been with anyone in my life. He had been abusing me so bad that he held guns to my head and beat me all the time when we were together.
Wow.
Uh, and 15
Goodness.
years since,
Sorry.
I haven't been with
Sorry to hear that.
relationships. Yeah, Peggy, that is not even a toxic. That's more like a piece of shit. That's a piece of shit in your life. That's what that is.
It's a
And
psychopath.
yeah, I apologize for the language, but I'm really one of those people that I can't stand physical violence. I think there's always a way
Yeah.
around that. You don't have there's no way there's no reason to put some hands on somebody. Uh, but anyway, yeah. As far as that's concerned, Peggy, again, that's probably something that's a psychologist would be more apt to talk about, because obviously I can give you maybe some tips on what I would do if I were in an abusive relationship, but I can't tell you what's going to be good for you, because obviously that might be, that might be something that you actually have to see a therapist for. But as
Yeah, that
far as
would be probably the best thing. I mean, honestly, I would love to see a therapist. It's not in my cards right now, but there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like people put a certain stereotype on people that go to see therapists or something, but I think
right,
those that do are fortunate. It gives them somebody to talk to. They can talk about anything, and
yeah,
they have to
they
be
won't tell anybody.
supportive.
They
They don't
won't
have a
tell anyone.
choice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they won't tell anyone.
and they know a lot. So yeah, I mean, if you could get to someone professionally, hell yeah.
Um, Obviously therapy's not for everyone, because there's certain aspects of it that people don't like. There's just something about it. Like me, I do like therapy, but for me, I need to find someone that I connect with. Like, the only way that therapy is ever going to work with me is until I find a therapist who isn't there for the money. I know that sounds weird, and I know that
Yeah,
probably, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably like, okay, well, yeah, but they're all there for the money. I understand that, but at the same time, I want to find someone who actually genuinely cares about their patients and understands that, hey, this isn't about all about the money. This is about, I got into this business because I want to help people. And the reason I need that is because when someone comes off to me like they're just like, uh-huh, and your problem was what? Uh-huh, okay, uh-huh, like, and they're not paying attention to what I'm really saying, it makes the therapy stunted for me, because I have experienced that, and it makes me feel like they're giving out rudimentary answers and average answers to my questions because they're not invested. Does that make sense?
oh yeah, absolutely. That's someone that's there for a check, not to enjoy their job. And
Yeah.
that's a profession that you definitely should not be in just for a check. I mean, if you're going that route in life, you should be caring about the people you're seeing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you on that one. Maybe it takes time to find the right one,
It
but if you
does. It
do,
does.
it's awesome.
One thing that I'm going to suggest, this isn't a promotion of any kind, because I have nothing to do with them. I've tried it. Um, BetterHelp, an app that you can get on your phone. It's free, I think, for like the first couple weeks or something like that. I've tried them. They're actually kind of cool. They'll hook you up with a therapist that is what you were wanting. Like, they ask you what kind of questions you have and stuff like that, and then they hook you up. Now the cool thing about it is you can talk to these people 24 hours, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. It's a mobile thing, and they can talk and chat, and they can video chat, so it's all there for you. But
Sounds
again, it's
pretty
not
good.
it's not an yeah, it's not an endorsement or anything. It's just that what I've experienced, they seem like good people, and I would have definitely you having some trouble over there, buddy?
I guess
Uh,
so. The wind in here.
yeah. I would have kept going to them, but at the time, it wasn't in the cards for me. Let me get up to some of this stuff real quick. Clarence says, "Good morning." Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, Clarence.
Lizzie says, "I went to therapy and personally it didn't work for me. I think my past was too traumatic to deal with, but I'm still here, so I'm a fighter." Absolutely. Good
Oh
night.
yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Lizzie. That's what I'm talking about. Abby, it's hard to tell people that you're depressed because they will tell you it's just all in your head. I hear you. I absolutely hear you.
Yeah.
People don't pay
You
attention
can
to
tell
that.
them you're right. It is all in your head, but it's still a problem.
Absolutely. You gotta do what you can do. You know what I mean? Obviously, people are gonna, like
Yeah.
we talked about before, they're gonna be toxic, and they're gonna be people that'll be there in your corner. So just try to figure out
You
which
can
one is
you can
which.
tell them those words must have not come from their head. It came from somewhere else.
Yeah. The people that say that depression isn't real are the people that have had their life so well taken care of that they haven't really had to worry about much. That's those people
Yeah.
right there that had all their problems taken care of by somebody else. Um,
Or they were just fortunate enough to not have serious enough problems to cause them mental traumatic stress to lead to depression. I mean,
right.
some people are also born with depression. I have cousins that were raised and had everything they wanted. They had the good life. They had parents that got them to school and college, and he still turned out to be majorly depressed. He's OD'd a couple times, and he's struggling right now. Um, but yeah, depression is as real as it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. That is not something that is just in your head. I can tell you that right now. Um,
Yeah,
and I apologize for some of these short answers, but we're trying to make sure we're keeping up here. Romero said truth. Yes, sir. Lizzie said, what's it called? BetterHelp. Yes, BetterHelp. It's an app that you can get on your phone. Uh, Josh said he sent us both an inbox. Thank you, Josh. Just to let you know, if you
thank
sent
you,
me a
Josh.
friend request, Josh, this is my personal family Facebook account, so I don't accept friend requests, but we can definitely chat in the messenger for sure. Let's see here. Romero said BetterHelp is good. Cool. Uh, Anna said, go Lizzie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Peggy,
Um, the fact that you just said, you were a fighter after all this is shows me that you have a positive mindset, and as long as you got some kind of positiveness in you, you're gonna be all right.
absolutely. Peggy said he's out of my life. I've been working on it. Oh, that's the one that was abused.
Yeah.
Peggy,
Remember,
he's out of my
Peggy?
life, and I've been working on it. Lost 80 pounds in 3 years, so I'm working hard. All right, Peggy, get
Good
it, girl.
job.
Get that. Get it. Make him see what he's missing. Make him see what he's missing.
Yeah,
All
get up
right,
every
Romero.
day. Make him regret his decision.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Romero. Gotta fight. It's hard. It's hard to reason your struggle. Yeah, it's definitely Romero. I mean, this is what we're all about: is positivity and making sure
Yeah.
people understand that we're out here. You know what I mean?
And we get up, like we said, we get up every day and we talk about all the bad stuff and the toxins that we go through and deal with so that we can have a better outlook on life. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to stay negative all the time, it's obviously a choice to a certain
Right.
extent, but it just changes your life and it changes your day, changes the people's days around you. Just having a little bit of hope and positive in your life goes a long way.
Yeah, Louise said, I get told it's all in my head. You're gonna find people like that, and they're just,
Yeah.
there's a quote. I don't know the exact quote, and I'm sorry, but it's basically, a wise man is the person who understands that he doesn't know everything, and that's always really spoke to me. So,
Oh
when
yeah.
people say, when they try to tell you something that they think that they know, you don't know. No one knows everything. You can't tell somebody what they know. So, just to understand that people are always going to be out there and be naysayers, and they're going to tell you what they think is right, and you just got to make a decision. Oop,
Ah,
you got me. You
just just
got me.
just smile
Uh,
and nod, and just don't listen to anything else they have to say, and don't let them into your life. It's if if they're too stupid to be understanding, then you don't need them.
Absolutely. Abby says, well, actually, let me. Uh, Peggy said, but very hard. Yeah, Peggy, it's going to be hard. Uh, Abby, she said, I don't know, guys. I tried to talk to some people, but they just kept telling her to rest, like to sleep, basically just telling her to sleep.
Yeah,
By the way, guys, I do apologize, but we are going to we have to wrap this up in a few minutes because we do have some things that we have to do for the rest of the day, work and stuff. But we will be on here every day, every single morning. Sometime, generally, 10 a.m. to 12, somewhere in that time frame, Central Time, usually somewhere
yeah,
around that time frame. Um, but basically, to Abby, real quick, she said that people keep telling her to just rest and sleep. You know, if you're getting advice from people that aren't going through what you're going through, it's kind of like going to see a colon doctor for your heart issue. You know what I mean? He can tell you all about your colon, but he can't
yeah.
really, he's not going to be able to tell you much about your heart. So you have to go to the people, and I understand you
Uh,
might not have anyone in your life, but find people like us or people in here that you can talk to.
The best two things if you are by yourself is exercise and trying something new, something different. Doesn't
Right.
matter what, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter when. You might find that one thing that you end up doing the rest of your life. Just
Absolutely.
exercise and do something different, something.
Absolutely. Romero, I've been disabled been for 21 years and it's rough. Romero, I have not gotten to that point yet. I have not disabled.
Yeah.
So I can't even understand what you've been going through,
I
and
mean,
I really wish.
I guess technically I'd be disabled, yeah. I mean, I've never had a driver's license, never had a
Mhm.
car. I can't drive. Um, you know, uh, so I can't work in the mornings. I can only work at night. Um, not to a full extent. I somewhat do know what it is to be disabled, though, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could identify with something like that. Like I do have a problems with going out because of my anxiety. So I'm in a
Yeah,
way disabled. I understand. Again, I don't know what kind of disabled you are, but I could identify with being disabled, how that would feel and be how lonely it would be. And again, find someone that you can talk to because Mitchell's not here. He's not anywhere close to me. He's literally hours and hours away from me. So it's not like we get a chance to get out and do things. Um,
yeah.
so
But we get up
just do
every
what you
day.
can.
We get up every day and do this in order to
Yeah,
make our lives that much better and hopefully touch some of your lives because we know what it's like to go through some shit and lead to being depressed and not having anyone there that's understanding.
absolutely. Lizzie says, I got to attend to a bossy 3-year-old. Hope to hear from you guys. Take care. Thanks, Lizzie.
You too.
Thank you. And she says, keep fighting, everyone. Steel Broker sent something, but I don't know what it is. It's not showing up. And then Anna Goddess, she said, people don't realize how hard epilepsy can be. Of course not. Of course they don't, because they choose not to
Yeah,
be, they choose not to be aware. They just think, oh, okay, well, you've got a problem, fix it. That's it. That's
yeah.
the end of it for them. You've got a
I mean,
problem, fix it yourself.
it's the same people that tell people depression's just all in their head. I mean, but it's the same case for everything. Nobody goes through the same thing you go through, and people can be ignorant about it if they want and just tell you some stupid shit. But yeah, at the end of the day, nobody really knows what you go through, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But thankfully, I got my brother John here that's willing to listen to my problems and gives me his feedback on what he thinks about them. So
Yeah. Um, I actually absolutely agree, buddy. I mean, I wouldn't be able to, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have someone, especially you having my back. So, that's a real big thing for me. Abby says, "Thanks, guys. I thought I'm alone for this battle. Hard to go out. My patient makes me more depressed. She always Okay, I guess Abby takes care of someone because she says her patient always makes her more depressed. She's always shouting at her.
okay.
Um,
Oh,
yeah.
maybe time for a career change.
Yeah. Anna says, I already feel better just having someone to connect with on a rough night. Yeah, Anna, I mean, we're going to be here
Hell yeah.
every day. So just
Hell yeah.
come see us in the morning if you have to. Um, Steele,
And
he actually sent
I'm
it
not
again.
gonna.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna guarantee a response. I'm just tell you up front. But if any of you guys really need someone to talk to, you can message me, and if I'm able to, I will respond and talk to you about it. We're here to spread positiveness. As long as you're willing to try. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and try to motivate you, be your life coach and your health coach. But
Right.
if you're willing to try every day and fight, then you're more than welcome to message me. I'll talk to you. I'll respond.
Yeah, absolutely. Steel Broker was saying, I want to say, hey, well, hello, Steel. How you doing? How you doing?
Hello,
Pam Burke says, hey, everyone. Hey, Pam, how are
hi
you?
Pam.
She says depression, anxiety sucks. That is an understatement. It blows. It blows. It's bad. Yeah, we understand, and that's why we're here. We're here to make it, to
Yeah,
where people understand it doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be. Um, Danny says hashtag we are here for you too. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate that.
thank you, Danny. Oh yeah,
Yeah. that's what that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people like us who want to get on here and chat and have a good time.
Yeah, really just explore options, talk about different topics, and just let it be known there is light in the day. It's not all cloudy and dark.
Yeah, and we do this, not just here, but places. We're not, we can't really say, but obviously, if you want to see, positive stuff, you can always message me. You can always do whatever you want to do. Get in touch with me because I don't want to seem like we're putting anything out there, that we're trying to get, spam anyone or whatever. So if you guys want to see positive stuff, you
Yeah.
can always visit my Facebook page. You can message me, whatever you want to do. Now, as far as friends, I do not add anyone as friends on my personal Facebook page. It's my family only Facebook page. So obviously, I just want to let you guys know that up front. But I will talk to you. I will message you. I'll right
They
away.
can
I'll give you
they
some.
can find iHeartAnxiety.
Uh, nope.
No,
Nope. Don't say that. Um,
no. I
Crystal
didn't see
says,
the disclaimer. I'm sorry.
yeah, remember I told you this group you can't be putting stuff out there like that.
Okay,
Um,
my apologies.
yeah. Crystal says, I feel like everyone thinks I should get over my depression just because they handle it better doesn't mean I can. It's so hard. You know what? That is a good point, Crystal. Thank you for bringing
That's a
that
good
up.
point because it's not
Yeah.
going nowhere. It's gonna be there.
No. And
But
everybody's different. Everyone arrives at that your finish line at a different point. There is no certain time that you have to get there.
my views on it is, it's like I said, it's gonna be there. But if you can narrow it down to a smaller time of day versus all day, make the rest of your day that much better, then your life will become that much better. And talking about it's the first step in getting all that off your chest.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, I mean, just keep battling, Crystal. Keep going to the paint, so to speak. And that's basketball
Yeah.
talk for go hard, go hard. Uh, but yeah, just keep going at it. And like I said, we're here. So if you want to talk it all out to us, we're right here. Pam says,
Yeah.
I am depressed for several reasons. I hear that, Pam. I hear that. Uh, Anna
All right,
says
Pam.
time difference. So yeah, Anna. Oh, okay. Anna says time difference. So hopefully she'll be sleeping rather than online. I hear you. I hear you, Anna. I hear you. Like I said, you can always message me. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, Anna. So if you ever
Yeah,
have anything,
absolutely.
and we have some resources. If anybody ever needs resources or whatnot, and you guys want to come to us, we have resources that we've done. So just message us on Facebook if you want to. It's up to you guys, and we'll give you those resources.
If not,
Uh,
join us tomorrow for another live video.
yep, absolutely. Pam says, I've been better. Yes, I feel like that all the time, Pam. I have been better. Steele
Hey,
says,
just
I'm
start
feeling
thinking
good.
about what you can do to get back to that better. I mean, it's not gonna happen snapping your fingers, but just thinking about it, it's the first step, baby steps.
Yeah. Steele says, I'm feeling good. How about you? Baby, we're feeling great. Feeling great.
Feeling great right now.
Wake
Hell
up and
yeah.
be great. We're
Oh
feeling
yeah.
good. Pam says, I feel sometimes certain people are against me, my adult stepdaughters. And like we said before, cut those toxic people out.
Well, you
Um,
can't just cut out your kids, but
cut them out. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'd sit them down and I'd be like, look, what's bothering you? What's really on your mind, and just listen and try to come to an agreement. If you can, beautiful. If not, you tried. You tried. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Rick says I was depressed for 2.5 months, even hospitalized, snapped out of it, feeling good. Feeling good, baby. Feeling
I love
good.
it.
All right, Rick.
Good job,
Uh,
man.
Pam, Pam says my ex constantly making my life miserable. We have adult kids and grandkids. Yeah, I mean, when you're connected to somebody that's toxic because you can't get away from because of family or whatever, that is a very difficult situation to go through.
That's some deep
Um,
roots.
I, as far as advice, you just have to be you. You have to be the best version of you that you can be, and just know that it's not a constant connection. It's only there when it has to be. So just know that you're always going to go through tough times, and this is your test. This is what your test is going to be.
Yeah.
Anna
Well,
says, sorry, did you want to say something? Go ahead.
I just wanted to tell Pam, just don't, I mean, even though you still have to deal with these people, when if you're still dealing with them when you're not around them and you don't have to be dealing with them, then that's probably a big part of the troubles you're going through. You gotta try to learn to, when you're not there, like when you're not at work, don't think about work. And when you're not around these people, don't think about those people. And just worry about what you got going on. Get out of that. Get out of that head state you're in.
Absolutely. Anna says, you guys are great. Thank you, Anna, but don't take on the world's problems. Protect yourselves. Never, never. And we're never going to put ourselves in a situation where our mental stability and our mental health is going to go down. We're the type of guys that we're super positive. We're just super positive. We're all the time trying to get better. We're all the time, trying to help people. And we understand that to build your house, you have to build your foundation, right? So nobody can come in your house until you build the foundation. So we
Yeah.
understand that it starts with us. So we will never, put it to where we're physically or mentally hurting ourselves. We're always going to try to make sure that we're taking care of it.
We really just want to show people how much better you can feel when you talk about it. In the end,
Yeah.
I mean, we started this so me and John can talk about our daily problems and our mental problems and our physical problems and
Yeah.
how it's affecting us and what we can do differently throughout that day to make it better.
Crystal
Thing.
says, yeah, I know, I agree with you. And Crystal says, you guys rock. Thanks for the advice. Rock on, dude. No, I don't know how to do that.
I'm glad we did that at the
same time. Yeah, we're the odd couple, baby. Thanks for the advice. We will get all through this. Yes, we will get all through this. One day, one step at a time. Absolutely. Hashtag one day at a time. Having this group helps a lot. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. We are going to have a great day. And by the way, this isn't my quote, and Mitchell agrees with me on this, but have a great day if you want to. Have a great day if you want to. Remember that. Have a great day if you want to.
Yep. Absolutely.
Pam says, I could get better if X would stop being so mean. I mean, just shitty. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, Pam, and I'm not telling you how to live your life. So don't think that I'm telling you how to live your life, but you have to get out of the mindset that he needs to change in order for you to change. That's not how it works, in my opinion.
That's very true.
So that obviously let him be the way he wants to be. And yes, of course you do have to be connected to him because of, of kids and whatnot, but don't let him win. Do not let him win. Be better because you're better. Don't let him be that person and telling you what to do.
It sounds like you're thinking that he needs to change in order for you to change. But that's not the case.
Yeah.
It's not the case.
Yeah. Anna Marie Terry says depression is the single worst thing that has happened to me. It is not like being sad. It is totally debilitating. Yes, I completely agree. Now, what you want to do, in my opinion, obviously my opinion, is you want to make the depression a turning point. You want to make it, instead of being the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life, make it the point where you prove to everyone around you that it made you the strongest that you've ever been. And, it's not like being sad. You're correct.
How do you
Obviously.
do that?
What?
How do you go about doing that?
Oh, turning it into a strength?
Yeah.
I mean, well, Dr. Phil, let me explain it for you here. I'll break it down.
Hey, I'm just a regular person. I don't understand. I'm just curious.
In my mind, again, that's why I said my opinion. In my mind, I feel like I've been given these things. If I was just to sit here and just look at my problems, I'd be like, this is terrible. I can't go outside. I have panic attacks. My vertigo is terrible. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. I can't get on with my life.
Right.
If I looked at it that way, then I would never get out of my cycle. I would never reverse the course. So if I say to myself, you know what, I may have anxiety, I may have vertigo attacks, but how am I going to turn this into something that's going to be fuel for my recovery. And you have to look at it from the point, okay, this is bad. This is a terrible thing that's happened. But, if I didn't have this, I think about this all the time. If I didn't have this, I would never know the loneliness. I would never know the sadness. I would never know what people are going through out there and never understand it myself. So I feel
Yeah.
like this is now my calling. Like this is now my way to give back. Like even though
So
this is something that
maybe to her, now that she knows this, she can look for people or find people that are going through similar situations and try to help
yeah,
them, try to talk them through it. And then in turn, it'll make you feel a lot better.
absolutely. This is therapeutic. This is therapeutic. I have very bad panic attacks when I have them, and I have agoraphobia as well. So just like I can't see who said that, but I can see somebody said it, and I have it to the point where if I go out for too long, I fear that I'm going to have a vertigo attack, and then it keeps me
Yeah.
inside. So I definitely understand, and that's why I'm going to turn it into a positive. Pam says you guys are awesome. Thank you, Pam. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Sam.
Uh, Anne Marie says, excuse me, Anne Maria. Maria, I'm sorry. I also have agoraphobia and have been indoors for the most part of 2 years. Can someone give me some advice on going outside and trusting people enough to go outdoors? Well, this is right up my alley, so I'll take this one
Yeah, I
if you
was
don't
about to
mind.
say that's all you, John.
Uh, Basically, obviously, depending on what your phobia. I mean, because for me, it wasn't necessarily afraid to go outside that was the problem. It was something else that triggered it. So when I was away from my home, that's what made it bad. So it wasn't just the fear of going outside or the marketplace. I think the actual
And
term for agoraphobia.
just so they know, a little quick background. John used to go outside all the time. He drove, he had a car. We used to, go to beaches. We used to go play football. We used to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
And then unfortunately, he suffered from his situation, and so things have changed the last few years for him. So that's kind of what he's went through. Just so y'all know, it hasn't been like this his whole life.
right. Yeah, it's been about this way for 10 years.
Yeah.
But well, actually, I think I would say it got really like where I wasn't leaving the house about 5 years ago. But
Okay.
anyway, my point on all this is that depending on what you're afraid of with the agoraphobia, because I believe for me, I'm not afraid of being outside. I'm just afraid of what's going to happen if I leave my house.
Yeah.
So find out what it is. Maybe if there's something that's triggering the agoraphobia, maybe what you think will happen if you leave, and then try to rationalize it, because that's where the fear comes from, is us over analyzing it and not actually looking at it from a rational standpoint. I
Yeah.
know that if I go outside and have a vertigo attack, nothing's going to happen to me. I know that. I know that, yeah, I'll get really dizzy and it'll be a really bad time. Like I understand that it's going to be really scary. But because I know, because I can remember the feelings of the vertigo and whatnot, it's almost like imagine if there was a barrier all the time outside your door that's not actually there. Like that's what I feel like. I feel like there's an invisible barrier that I can't breach because I'm afraid that if I do, something bad will happen. And that's what, we have to take care of. We have to figure that out. Now,
So
as far as
so I'm sorry. I just want. So I don't know. You say you said you know nothing bad would happen if you went outside and had like a vertigo attack. So
yeah,
what is still keeping you from doing that?
it's the intensity of I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's the intensity of the panic that you feel when it occurs. So I understand that I will not die and nothing will happen to me when I leave the house.
Okay.
But what does happen is you, when you have a panic attack, I know you haven't experienced this yourself, but when you have a panic attack, your mind is racing 500 miles a minute. Your
Okay.
heart is beating super fast. You're sweating profusely. You're thinking about things just at an unimaginable rate, and everything around you is heightened. So basically, what keeps you from going outside in that state is that it's so
You don't
traumatic.
want to
It's
go through
so
that.
exactly. It's so traumatic. You feel like you're dying. You feel like you're
Yeah.
literally about to pass away. And
Okay.
I apologize if I'm triggering anyone. I do hope that wasn't the case. But we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. And I'm going to get
Yeah.
over this question because we've got a lot of people saying stuff. But basically, I would just say find out what it is real quick. So here's the quick version. Find out what it is that's triggering it. Tell yourself, nothing's going to happen to you when you go outside. And then understand that even though you have a panic attack, and this is what I'm working on right now, even though you have a panic attack, you have to flow with the panic attack and just start breathing. That's the first step, and that's what I'm working on.
Okay.
I'm finally getting tired. Going to try to go to sleep. All right, Anna. We might have missed her already, but all right, Anna. Have a good night.
Thank you for joining us.
Being here. We appreciate you. Abby says, like, seriously, guys, 5 years ago, I had a friend with depression. Unfortunately, I told her the same that I heard from people I talk to now. Now I know how hard it is whenever you're in that situation. So now she's saying she told somebody just to, kind of, I don't know if she said get over it, but she basically told her that it's just in her head, that kind of thing. And now she understands.
Yeah.
So, that's growth. That's growth right there.
Yeah.
So,
and I think, and you said one of the best things you can do is start exercising, right?
Yep. So, and when you are in that situation, depression, anxiety, panic attack, body got numb, been half paralyzed. Yeah. So you understand what's going on here, Abby, and that's, now you understand. So now maybe hopefully you guys can give back. Pam says, thanks, guys. You're helpful. Absolutely, Pam.
Thank you.
Anna says, goodbye from Australia. Wow, Australia. Okay, okay. Down under. Down under. Yep. Pam says, bye. Crystal says, she was talking to Anna. So we'll leave that alone.
Hey,
buddy, what time is it? Yeah, what time is it?
I think it's well, where I'm at, it's almost noon.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start to wrap things. Do you need to start wrapping things up?
Yeah, I gotta start getting ready for work.
Okay, buddy. Let me get to these last things here. I overthink and make me nervous. Yeah, Pam, you just got to try to, just breathe. I think breathing is one of the hugest things or biggest
And
things.
look, you're telling yourself right now you overthink. So you're conscious of it, you're aware of it. So when it starts happening again, just take a second, breathe. Be like, I'm overthinking right now. I need to slow this down. And I know it's not always that easy. I know that. It's a little unrealistic to just do that next time it happens. But the point is, you can rewire your brain to start getting there. Eventually, you'll stop overthinking. You'll catch yourself, and you won't stress yourself out.
Yeah. Pam, she says vertigo attack. A vertigo attack is basically where the room is completely spinning. It's not like being dizzy where you're like lightheaded and you can't think right. Vertigo is literally the room is spinning, 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 spinning. You can't do anything. Susan says you want to run. I don't run right now, but I'm working up to it. Right now I'm on a bike, so that bike is helping me. The bike is helping. Yes, it's a fear of panic attacks. Thank you for the good advice, guys. You're welcome, Anna Maria. Anna Maria, not Maria. I keep calling Maria.
Anna Maria.
Maria.
I think there was a famous boat or yacht named the Anna Maria.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hope you guys do more live videos for helpful advice and positive energy. Thanks again. You're welcome, Crystal. Yeah. And on that note, since I finally got down to the bottom, we're going to close this thing out of here. We're just going to knock it out of the park. Basically, guys, my closing remarks are going to be, you're not alone. We do this if you think you're alone, you do not have an excuse anymore because we're going to be in this group every single day.
Now you know.
Yeah, now you know you're not going to be alone anymore. So, obviously we can't do this all throughout the day. We're only going to be able to do it this around this particular time. But if you can't make it, there should be replays of this on the site, unless they take it down, which I hope they don't. But if they do, I understand. Yeah. So there should be a replay of this every day. And if you have anything that you want to ask, just message us. We have resources that we've been using. We have things that we do all the time. So if you want more information or whatever,
if we're unable to answer, then we will see it and we'll probably bring it up in the video the next day.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you guys have questions, something you want to talk about, we'll bring it up in the video. Just message us. We got this for you guys. So, like I said, that's for me today. We're going to work on this. We're going to work on ourselves. You guys do the same. And if you need anything, just message us and we'll try to get back to you, okay?
And
Mitch,
if
you
you
got
guys
anything?
don't hear it enough, if you guys don't ever hear it, I love you. Have a good day today, and make today the best you can be.
Yep. Have a good day if you want to.